cost effective to do it in-house?
Here's the issue with giving you a breakdown on the cost effectiveness. We can give you a preliminary breakdown, but until our crews get out and we'll see how efficient they are and how quick they're moving and how many trees a day that they do, it is kind of hard to compare our crews with the subcontractor, because we have done that in the past, like a year ago. Over the winter we trimmed trees and we got our crew out to get a gauge on how quickly the subcontractor moves compared to our own crews, and it was night and day. I hate to say it, but
do you know how many
the contractor moved 10 times quicker than our.
Do you know how many trees they take down roughly in a year?
I can give you the exact number. I can tell you exactly how many trees that they took, because we keep track of that for billing purposes.
Yeah, I'm just curious if you could send that.
I can actually send that out. I have a spreadsheet that shows where the trees are, how many trees they were, and what the cost was for each tree, everything. We have all those statistics.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, another quick
All right.
thing. So let me just, one more time here. So we had Louis and the ototr company bid. Is that correct? They both bid on this job?
I don't think I don't think Pro Stump bid on the.
So Pro Stump did not bid.
They're one and the same. They are. If you look at this page of the bid document, where I don't know if you can see where it shows Louis Landscaping, and they're a DBA Pro Stump Grinding. So they're one company. And what it happens when companies acquire companies, they will sometime, because that name is they might have other contracts that's who they're used to dealing with, that they keep it as a DBA, a doing business as. So if you looked up their articles of incorporation, they would show the same owners on both articles of incorporation.
Okay, so just one bid then.
Just one. Okay. Yep.
So, Mr. Chairman, yeah, the way I see it, Mr. Amick, is we got 7 different bids. One of them was from an entity called Louis Landscaping Doing Business As. I don't know the principles, but it seems clear to me that we're probably doing business with the same folks under this contract that we did in 19 and 18 and 17 and 16. That would be my guess. But for the sake of what we're voting on, 7 different entities, one of them is Louis Landscaping with a DBA as Pro Stump Grinding.
Okay, is there any other questions? Okay, with that all being said, all those in favor say yes?
Yes.
All opposed say no?
No.
Roll call.
Before I do roll call, I just wanted to announce Councilwoman Croft is not able to join in. She's tried several different ways and
Right.
she can't get in, so I told her we'll just mark her as excused then for tonight's meeting.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
text.
So Mr. Johnson,
No.
Mr. Bezura,
Yes.
Mrs. Patz,
Yes.
Mr. Ramick,
No.
Mrs. Winton,
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
Yes. Mr. Bezura, did you vote?
I was a yes.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Yep, she didn't.
Okay. Motion carries. Item 12 is a motion to approve change order phase 3 to Bidigare for contractors in the installation of new water main in the amount of $1,413,644 plus a 10% contingency for a total not to exceed $1,555,008, and the funds provided from water account.
Motion.
Support.
Yeah, I have a motion by Councilman Remick, supported by Councilwoman Winton. Is there any discussion? Councilman Bezura?
Regarding the decrease in the price, I know that there was some variances in the work that's being done under the change order than what was originally bid on this contract when we approved it in May of last year. I think we need to be careful as we move forward with these types of extensions and change orders relative to what we approve versus what we're working on under an extension or a change order. Whomever we're hiring in these engineering firms, whether it's Hennessy, whether it's Wade Trim, I need to be able to get data that makes sense, to get data that I can trust, to get data that allows me to make an informed decision. And, it's something that I think we should keep a close eye on going forward.
Mr. Bach, I just got a couple of questions. I noticed that this is in another area. I reached out to you earlier in the week regarding where they're kind of setting up shop.
Yes.
Has there
Yep.
been any I did talk to Jason. He did say that TCDC did kind of make an agreement with them. As I explained to you, I went over there. When they patched, remember when they put the clay over on that property that sits directly behind it, that field? They fenced it off. One of our biggest concerns was trucks going in and out of Beverly Road and everything like that. Well, those neighbors reached out to me, and when I went there the other day, there was 4 or 5 gravel trains, there was a loader, there's just a mountain of stuff. Today I rode by there again. There was steel boxes, dig boxes, there was a cement truck washing his stuff out and all that stuff. They explained to me, and I agree with them 100%. You know, 4 years ago, they started capping that back there. All that dust was blowing on their property all the time. They were willing to deal with that. 2 years ago, Bidigare set up shop literally right across the street. It's between the fence and the curb. They're pulling in and out of their driveways. Their cars are completely covered in dirt and dust. Their houses are covered in dirt and dust. They can't sit on their porches. And like they said, we're going into our 3rd summer. We just want to be able to enjoy our outside, especially on a nice day. I agree with them 100%. You know, they've done their time. I don't even think they're really, because I drove that entire neighborhood. They were working at Van Born and I think Sylvia, between Sylvia and Hazel, but nowhere else. And in my opinion, it's time for them to find another place. This is right in the middle of the neighborhood. These gravel trains are driving up John Daly, Glennis, Beverly. They were driving down Sylvia, and it has to happen. And that's
I had that conversation with him today, and when this job's wrapped up, which they're close,
okay.
they're going to stay closer to the project that they're
All
doing.
right.
They're
That's the
going
answer
to
I'm
restore the
looking for,
property,
because,
and they're going to be leaving
You know,
the site.
this affects about 15 residents that face right there, and they have 100% a legit complaint. So I appreciate that. You can get with me, give me a better ballpark to kind of, so I can let them know that this.
No problem.
you
I'll
know.
find out what their estimated time of completion is for that project.
Okay.
Okay?
Mr. Chairman, just so I'm clear, capping, what,
Remember the field, the old suicide next to Hoover?
He's talking about the I-94 dump, the clay cap and the work that we're doing there with.
Two very different issues, yeah. That was,
It's in the same location.
yeah, the capping was required by the MDEQ, and so we had to cap it.
Absolutely.
Obviously, they can do a better job staging the construction, for sure.
Yes.
But
And
when it all became smooth with clay, all that dirt dust would blow on a.
at least that
south
portion
wind.
of the
Yeah.
dump has got a asphalt milling cap on it now,
Right.
so, but they're going to be trucking in there doing the other half.
Yeah.
But they got that portion pretty much done.
Okay. It's the one literally right across their street that
Yeah, I
they're
understand.
saying, hey, come on, it's
And
been
the
a
contractor
long
is
time.
sympathetic and understands too. He agrees that he's going to be moving.
Okay.
Yeah, but Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to understand, because the contractor that's capping and the contractor that's doing the work are different
Right,
contractors,
this is Bidigare.
Yeah.
They're set up literally right across the street from these people, and they've been there a long time, and they're not even really in that area anymore. They're
Yeah.
finishing up, like he said.
Mhm.
It's time to find another location, maybe not preferably in the middle of a neighborhood.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I believe this area is in a totally different area of the city of
it's
Taylor, so.
Eureka
Right.
North Line, so it's going to be
Right.
farther south. So.
And that was part of my, I know they're moving, so hopefully they need to take everything and move it somewhere over there. But again, I hope we don't run into the same
Well-
problem. Let's try to find a little more strategic place where it's.
I'm sure we're going to probably work something out where he's going to be using the DPW for part of
Okay.
this project because it's close. We're putting some of his material, because he did have a problem on Beverly. He had a lot of vandalism and theft there at the beginning of the year, so he took a good portion of that staging and did it in the park,
Okay.
Northwest Park, if you noticed. But I don't think they're doing too much of that in there right now.
All right. Okay, is there any other questions? Okay, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Okay, item 13 is a motion to approve Wade Trim to provide engineering services for 2020 water main project in the amount of $92,500.
Motion?
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Pat, supported by Councilwoman Winton. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
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 All opposed say no. Motion carries. Item 14 is a motion to approve amendment for vehicle maintenance, repairs, and maintenance in accordance with the attached schedule.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Remick, supported by Councilwoman Winton. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
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 All opposed say no. Motion carries. Item 15 is a motion to amend CCR 4.134-20 to increase the number of mowers to 6 with the 2 additional mowers for buildings and grounds for a total amount not to exceed $27,439. And this is funded through Building and Grounds Capital Outlay.
Motion.
Motion. Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Johnson, supported by Councilwoman Pats. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
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 All opposed say no. Motion carries. Item 16 is a motion to receive and file education reimbursement of fall 2019 tuition to the clerk's office employee per ASCME 1917.22 CBA Article 41 in the amount not to exceed $2,362, and the funds are allocated from the general fund, clerk's office, training, and transportation.
Motion.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Remick, supported by Councilwoman Winton. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
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 All opposed say no. Motion carries. This takes us to the open business portion of the agenda, and I'd like to just speak to the family. I think everybody here knows him or have met him. His name is Tim McMahon. He's lived in the city, I think, his entire life. He's a photographer, he's a musician, he's an award-winning photographer. He won an award for a picture he took at Heritage Park